And we are back. Sorry, guys, for who are on the first stream. I didn't catch it that my audio wasn't working. Don't you just love the joys of live streams? Let me just be sure the audio is working now. If anybody is tuning in, let's see, Microsoft Blue Snowball. It is working. All right, we are good. We are live. We are here. We're gonna bring you the Bitcoin news. I know it always sucks when I rush last minute. It's like, okay, I get the live stream going, but then I forget to just check to make sure everything's working properly. So sorry about that, guys, for tuning into the first show, but we are back bringing you the crypto news. And yeah, it's a good week going by so far. Yeah, sure, the price of Bitcoin, it's not moving right now, but it is going to, guys. I know I'm seeing posts out there, people going, oh, the Bitcoin price is going down. We're at 106,000, or pretty much 107. Oh no, 107, guys. People are complaining about that. We're still in all-time highs territories from the previous one, just because it's not at 111. But we will get there. Because if you just zoom out, not from the day chart or not from the weekly chart, it's going down. But once you go to the month chart, we're still in the green, and this is some nice consolidation right now. It's not pumping fast. It's not dipping fast. So this is going to give us a nice little momentum to probably reach the 120 mark for our next support level. So definitely looking forward to that. And then when you look at the year run, still going great. And the all-time, I love the way this chart's starting to look. So yeah, Bitcoin just keep going. We got some good news coming from all directions at the Bitcoin conference. Yesterday, we had Vice President J.D. Vance speak, saying just saying that the U.S. has full support in Bitcoin. They get it. We hear from Bitcoin Mayor of New York, who's, I believe he accepted his salary in Bitcoin, but he wants to make New York no more stifling, put a bond out there, just make Bitcoin crypto ownership just more friendly. We'll hear about that. And then we have some also adoption news going around, more adoption news about Pakistan officially announcing a strategic reserve, and that's thanks to the United States. So we have so much good news coming from all directions. The price right now, it's I don't see a dip happening, because all these people who are adopting Bitcoin are just going to cause that price to go up, because they're going to hold it. They're not going to be moving around having the normal guy just fear oh, are they just going to sell it at the end? No, they're not, because this is going to help shape their future in the new financial system. So they're not getting rid of it. The US is going to be holding it for 20 years. They want $1 million. Will they get it? I don't think they'll get the full $1 million. They could, but it's just Bitcoin's so scarce. Everybody's trying to get it. It's we'll see who actually does become a Bitcoin millionaire about the amount of tokens or not. So it's not dollar value, but actual millions of tokens. So we'll see who gets there. I know Michael Saylor's company Strategy is close. They got 560,000. So they're almost halfway there. So again, Bitcoin's ready now. Get it while you still can. But yeah, before we go over through the articles, what's going on at the conference, more adoption, change of plans, having crypto on 401k, let's play day 2 of NBC with our CEO, Jay Bose, being on the show. So let's give that a quick listen, and then we'll continue on with the news article. So here, let's play this from Crypto Fritz on NBC.
Today was day 2 of the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas.
NBC Palm Springs contributor Crypto Fitz has all the details.
We're back with more coverage from Bitcoin Conference 2025 in Las Vegas. A lot of questions are brought up about, is Bitcoin, the crypto ecosystem, politically leaning in one direction or another? And many bipartisan politicians from both sides of the aisle, senators and congressmen, have converged on Las Vegas. Today, a big day. Vice President J.D. Vance, Eric Trump, Byron Donalds, and also on the other side of the aisle, Democratic New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who came out a few years ago, and said that he's going to start collecting his salary in Bitcoin. He has continued to get paid in Bitcoin. And now at the conference, he announces that he wants New York City to be the first city in the country to offer Bitcoin-backed bonds.
I believe we need to have a bit bond. And I am going to push and fight to get a bit bond in New York so you can do those same bond investments in New York City.
Jay Bose back with us again this evening. Jay, I've been watching it on the stream. It's being covered on all the media everywhere. Today is a big day, and yesterday a lot was done.
Indeed, it has been a most amazing morning. J.D. Vance was on the stage, and the message was clear. You have a friend in the White House, and that crypto is going to be embraced and it is about freedom. It's a lot more. It's building on that ecosystem theme. But we got Byron Donalds looking for Florida to become the #1 state in crypto. We got JD Vance. We got Donald Trump Jr. We got a ton of support coming from every direction. That is setting the mood for this conference. Bitcoin 2025 is in full swing.
Well, as you can see, a lot of excitement in Las Vegas at the 2025 Bitcoin conference. A lot of people very passionate talking about the intersection of technology and finance. And that's what we do every week here on Crypto Fits. We try to keep you up to date with what's going on and also give you a simple Bitcoin glossary in crypto terms so it doesn't sound like 6 languages. It can be like that at the beginning. But the more you pay attention, the more you'll understand. Thank you so much. We're going to continue our coverage from Vegas. Stay tuned to the 6 and 11 o'clock news this week right here on NBC Palm Springs.
Yeah, so I like how it fits into that. Like, crypto can be confusing at the beginning. It's a whole nother language. You know, like, what's blockchain? What's the data holds? What is proof of work? What is a smart contract? Like, people don't get it out there. So, but the more you pay attention and the more you just slowly soak up all the information, you'll get it. It gets easier. But again, in the beginning, it's a whole nother language, so you can't just learn it in one day. But here at the Crypto Club, like we have monthly memberships, that way you can continuously come in, continuously to learn, and then that way you will be confident and know what you're getting into. But yeah, so way to go, Jay, for being on NBC again. Love it, brother, and I love what you say. It's like, yes, we have so much attention from all sides, that and how Vance said, we do have an ally and a friend in the White House. Like, he even mentioned like Trump is a maxi. It's on the article I'm going to cover, but he did say it. Somebody said that on Twitter. It's just saying like, yeah, he gets it, he knows about it, and yeah, we're getting it. But yeah, so now let's go through the news. Let's go through these articles that I have for you and just learn what's going on in the space. So first up, Bitcoin will be strategically an important asset for the U.S., says JD Vance. JD Vance followed in President Trump's footsteps on Wednesday, giving a keynote speech at the annual Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. Vice President JD Vance spoke at the Bitcoin Conference 2025 in Las Vegas on Wednesday, headlining the event less than 1 year after President Donald Trump stood before a throne of Bitcoin supporters at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville. Now, on the conference's main stage, named after the pseudonymous Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto, the VP opened up by thanking the packed crowd of Bitcoin supporters and broader Bitcoin community for helping him and Trump move from candidacy to the White House. Because yes, the crypto community definitely helped out getting Trump and Vance in there, as well as just all these other administrations, like this being voted in. Like, the other side just doesn't get it. It's like, why did they get through? Like, how did this happen? It's because they were for crypto, and there's a lot of us crypto people out there that want to see changes, and we're finally getting it. So we love what's going on right now. But Vance used the rest of his time on the stage to reassure the digital asset community of its importance and reminded the crowd that it finally has a champion and ally in the White House. He said that in our administration, we understand the full potential of the digital asset industry, not just as an investment, not just as a flashy technology, but as a symbol and driver of personal liberty for all of our citizens, said Vance. And he also said that we are dedicated to seeing that promise fulfilled. Now, according to the VP, the potential was hindered by the Biden administration, a point that he made clear multiple times through his keynote address, indicating the first substantive step to fulfilling crypto's promise, and was by cleaning up the mess left before Trump took office. He said that we got to clean up the wreckage that the last administration left us, and since day one, that is exactly what we've been trying to do. He said we prioritized eliminating the rules, we eliminated the red tape, and the lawfare that we saw aimed at a crypto by our predecessors. Now, Vance added that maybe the most important thing we did for this community was we reject regulators and we fired Gensler. And we're going to fire everybody like him. So anybody who has that same mentality and wants to stifle innovation, you're out of here. But again, Gensler really didn't get fired. He stepped down after Trump was in there. But yeah, the former SEC chair Gensler was not fired, though Trump had made threats of the sort on the campaign trail last year. But instead, Gensler just said last November that following Trump's election win, that he would resign on Inauguration Day, January 20th. Now, Vance added the next two substantive steps for supporting the crypto industry, and that is creating a clear, pro-growth legal framework for stablecoins, making particular mentions of the Genius Act and enacting a transparent and tailored regulatory framework for digital assets. Now, he said, the consistent fear that I hear is that there is still this perception that digital assets are not welcomed in the mainstream economy, said Vance. Now, let me promise you that our effort to change the policy is purely about changing that. We want our fellow Americans to know that crypto and digital assets, and particularly Bitcoin, are part of the mainstream economy and are here to stay. Now, the VP's speech was not filed with flashy promises like those President Trump shared in his time on the conference stage on the campaign trail last year, but ultimately making good on his vow to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, among other friendly items after being elected. Even so, Vance made sure to reiterate that crypto's importance to record-breaking Bitcoin conference crowd, that crypto is a hedge against bad policymaking from Washington, no matter what party is in control, said Vance. It's a hedge against skyrocketing inflation, which has eroded the real savings rate of Americans over the last 4 years. And as you all know well, it's a hedge against the private sector that's increasingly willing to discriminate against consumers on the basis of their basic beliefs, including their politics. So yeah, that was awesome. So even Vance saying out there, like, yeah, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against like bad policy making, and that's from like any side. He said it doesn't matter if it's Republicans or Democrats out there. Like Bitcoin and crypto is a hedge against those guys from making those decisions. So yes, we get it. He gets it, guys. We have a again, I love hearing these news articles where we get these administrations, these people up in charge that are just actually get Bitcoin, and like, yeah, we're in such great times to be alive right now and actually seeing this happen. But the VP's political intertwinement with crypto isn't just quite as vast as the president's, but his connections to the ecosystem existed well before his time on the presidential ticket. His Bitcoin ownership disclosures in the Senate extend back to 2021 and also in 2022, where he spoke about censorship, noting that crypto's ascendance could be tied to concerns around losing banking access based on one's political identity. In 2023, he stuck to that message, introducing a bill that would shield crypto firms as well as a gun manufacturer and energy company from intense regulatory pressures. Now he's lockstep with Trump and the rest of the crypto-friendly administration that has eased regulatory hurdles for crypto firms while committing to an outspoken goal of becoming the world's leader on crypto. Now, Bitcoin is owned by about 50 million Americans. A lot of Americans have made a lot of money and created a lot of wealth for themselves. And that's a great thing, said Vance. But I actually think that where Bitcoin is going is a strategically important asset for the United States over the next decade. So guys, there's still time right there. Like next decade, like you would just want to slowly be dollar cost averaging it. If you're brand new to the space, just buy $20 a week, $20 a month. Just slowly ease your way into it to get confident. And then by the time in a couple of years, you may see it's like, oh, Bitcoin came up. And when you get confidence, like, okay, let me start increasing those dollar cost averages. Maybe start doing $40 a month or so. Just slowly ease your way into it. Just get the Bitcoin, because again, this is a long-term game and all you is going to be kind of second. But in closing, he said that we want to start to put in more strategic importance of Bitcoin for the United States government, he added. Now, Bitcoin is currently slightly advanced to this stage, but crypto asset is down 2.4% in 24 hours. So we're about that price. So that's just what Vance had to say yesterday. Just we are fulfilling our promises. The changes are happening. Like, and also, Bitcoin is an important step in the U.S. And this, yeah. It, and people, it's great that people are using it, but again, it's just like this Bitcoin is United States and just awesome. But a speaker up, but he wasn't a speaker at the Bitcoin conference. We even had Saifedean Ammous, the author of a great book, Bitcoin Standard and Fiat Standard. He said nothing stops the thing. They're the ending for the dollar. So yes, that's what he said. At the Bitcoin 2025, economists and authors the future of global finance, asserting that Bitcoin, not the dollar, will tomorrow's economy with Tether as a bridge. That was all the conference, like, talking about stablecoins and Bitcoin and the dollar, how they're like kind of entwined or how they're not competing with each other. And well, it definitely compete with the dollar. But the stablecoin part of it, I don't know, like it's good for it's like good for the stablecoin, it's good for Bitcoin in the long run. Not so that was a big topic at this conference, guys. But in this article, the safety the CEO of and off the Bitcoin stand delivered a data-driven keynote at the Bitcoin 2020 conference, warning of inevitable decline and positioning Bitcoin as the only rational hedge. Now, default devaluation are inevitable. On the third, Bitcoin US dollar reserve, and Tether will break the peg upwards. Now, he said predicting a scenario where 1 USDT could equal 1.02 USD and continue revaluing as the dollar weakens. Tether becomes a relatively stable coin as the dollar declines. And here's another diagram and chart from it. Now, the talk emphasizes what almost described as self-reinforcing. A USDT rises, so does Tether's need for Bitcoin reserves, which drives up the Bitcoin price, leading to even more revaluation. Now, this is a significant impact on the market, he said. By buying Bitcoin is the smartest thing anybody could do. Now, in its final sweeping statement, Amos forecasted the end of a USD era. Eventually, USD reserves will go to zero next to Bitcoin reserves, he said. Now, USDT keeps getting revalued upward until it's redeemable in Bitcoin, USDT to BTCT. He called Tether a transition of the monetary system and concluded that even the most bullish scenario for USD is much bullish for Bitcoin. Now, to Amuis, the dollar is locked in a downward spiral, while Bitcoin, with its number go up technology, continues rising. The thing that goes up is going to overtake the thing that goes down, he said, summarizing his entire argument in just one sentence. So yeah, as the US dollar's value goes down, Bitcoin goes up, and that's just what happens, is what he's saying. So those are some good words from him right there. But again, like I said, everyone's talking about the stable coins because, again, as the dollar values, Tether's value will kind of increase. It's not totally pegged to the dollar. It's sometimes a little below it, like at 99 cents. Sometimes it's up at $1.01. But I think now what he's saying, it's like now as the dollar goes down in value, now it's at $1.02. So they're going to have to reevaluate that stable to try to get it back down to the $1 level. So meaning they'll have to buy more Bitcoin to go to the reserve to keep that balance. And there you go. So as Tether and the stable coins do well, Bitcoin's going to do well. And as the US dollar goes down, these other two go up. So yeah, so that's what Saifedean said at the conference. Now let's talk about what Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump spoke about. Yeah, the two Trump sons were at the conference as well yesterday, and they spoke with, who did they speak with? Was it the Gemini guys? I forgot, but let's go through this article and see. So they said that Bitcoin is a huge part of everything we do now, Donald Trump Jr. said. And Eric Trump and Don Jr. spoke at the Bitcoin 2025 to tout the advantages of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to a large crowd. So Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. bashed the traditional financial system and championed the U.S. pro-crypto pivot and their own digital asset endeavors on Wednesday at the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas. Now, underscoring the Trump's growing enmeshment with the cryptocurrency community, despite critics' concerns over conflicts of interest posed by the first family's embrace of the crypto industry, the two eldest sons of U.S. President Donald Trump touted the U.S. foray into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies during a roughly 30-minute talk in which they urged the audience to buy Bitcoin and touted the virtues of the decentralized financial platform, LIBERY Finance. Now, their commitments marked a striking contrast to President Trump's stump speech at last year's Bitcoin conference. They said, "I would love to see some of the big banks go extinct because honestly, they deserve it." Eric Trump said on the Nakamoto stage on Wednesday that you'll go pull out $500 and you're on some terrorist watch list somewhere now. It's crazy, the banking system, and how they do that. He also added, and now all of a sudden you have crypto. It makes the financial system faster. It makes it safer. It makes it more transparent. So even the Trump boys get why crypto is important. Now, the first son's remarks on Bitcoin's growing adoption stateside followed U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's appearance on Wednesday at the Bitcoin 2025 conference. Just a few hours earlier, the first family and senior Trump administration officials' appearance at the Bitcoin conference come as American regulators and lawmakers increasingly embrace digital assets under President Trump. Now, in the first 5 months of the second Trump administration, the commander-in-chief passed several pro-Bitcoin executive orders calling for establishment of a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the United States Treasury, the banning of CBDCs, which are centralized bank digital currencies, and then the protection of Bitcoin miners' rights. Now, more broadly, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission ratcheted back regulations on the digital asset firm holders under President Trump, dropping its enforcement actions against several major crypto exchanges, including Kraken and Coinbase. Now, lawmakers have similarly ramped up their efforts to enshrine operational guardrails for the cryptocurrency industry into law, vowing to advance broader market structure legislation later this year. And in addition to making progress on stablecoin bill that is expected to pass as soon as the summer, the regulatory and legislative overhaul, which is still underway, has refashioned the U.S. into a major crypto hub, marking about face from the country's previous crypto skeptical policy under President Joe Biden. So again, everyone's like still talking about like, yeah, we were stifled under the Biden administration. We saw it happen. We lived through the 4 years. Crypto wasn't going anywhere. We had some good adoption news taking place, but just because of the regulations that were in place from the current administration, nothing progressed forward right there any further. So now that it's going away, these guys are really mentioning and saying, yeah, we are changing. We are, and like, we're not going to go back to that lifestyle. But as a result, options exchanges of Deerbit and other firms are planning to establish roots in the US. While several non-crypto companies are actively exploring ways to incorporate crypto into their corporate strategies, whether by adopting tokens such as Solana, Bitcoin, or Ethereum for their treasuries, or by just integrating Bitcoin payments into their businesses like Steak and Shake. Now, Eric Trump gave a nod to institutions and retail traders' growing adoption of Bitcoin. Everybody wants Bitcoin. Everybody is buying Bitcoin, Eric said. And Eric and Donald Trump and other members of the Trump dynasty have become increasingly enmeshed with crypto's industry over the past few months. The first family has ties to a series of Trump-themed NFTs and the official Trump and Melanie meme coins. Trump also appeared at a private dinner for the top 220 Trump holders earlier this month, attracting widespread criticism from the American press and politicians and the public. And the president's family also backed a decentralized financial platform, World Liberty Fi, that debuted last year. Now, with Trump Sr. and his two eldest sons serving as members of the project support team, according to World Liberty Financial's gold paper, Eric, who serves as vice president of the Trump family organization, also leads Trump Media and Technology. The firm, which owns Truth Social, has embarked on 2 different crypto projects, releasing a few Bitcoin and other crypto-backed ETFs, and raising $2.5 billion to invest in Bitcoin. He also co-founded a digital asset mining firm called American Bitcoin alongside his brother, Donald Trump Jr., that plans to go public later this year. Now, critics have decried the president and his family's engagement with the cryptocurrency agency, arguing that President Trump is using the office of the presidency to personally enrich himself and his family members. So that's what they're saying about that. But a report from a nonpartisan organization, State Democracy Defenders Defenders Action, estimates that the Trump family's crypto end has increased its wealth by $2.9 billion, with his crypto holdings accounting for nearly 40% of his net worth. Now we're actually executing on all of the things, and we're very long crypto, said Don Jr., and said, speaking of his family's digital asset-focused business, I mean, it's a huge part of everything that we do now. So that's actually pretty cool that, like, yeah, the whole family is in on it with crypto. Like, they've definitely come a long way from ever since they started those first Trump-themed NFTs. Like, that was big news. That was like going on like when I first moved here to Florida, or not, as before that happened. I was making some trips, scouting locations, and then like I was at the Holiday Inn, like just about getting ready to head back home to California. And it's like, oh, Donald Trump's about to release some NFTs. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So that was the start of it all. And then again, like just since then, you got the Trump meme coin, the Melanie Trump coin, we got World Liberty Finance, the stable coin. He had his dinner he's hosted. So the whole family is a part of it. And not this, again, it's great. You want people in the house that understand crypto. That's how we're getting these rules changed. It's because they get it, they understand it. You don't want someone going in there blind, like, well, I don't know nothing about crypto. So no, let's go get some other people's word. Now you got to trust the other people if they actually know what they're talking about. But if you already get it and know it, that kind of clears up a little bit. But no, so that's what the Trump boys had to say at the conference. So again, everybody's getting in. Everyone's talking about the stable coins, and yeah. So there we go. Now, before we go on to the Bitcoin Mayor, let's take a quick little commercial break. So let's see. Not Power Chat, Style Media, quick commercial. All right, here we go. So I will be right back after this break.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled B-I-T-C-O-I-N, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. So yeah, let's continue on with this bandwagon of news articles to cover because so much stuff is going on in the space. But yeah, let's go on to Bitcoin Mayor Eric Adams calling for an end to New York's bit license. That's right. He wants to bring crypto users back to New York and fight restrictive policies. So let's hear about this and what he spoke about. So New York Mayor Eric Adams continued his push to shepherd the crypto community to the Big Apple on Wednesday, calling for the creation of a Bitcoin bond in the city and the removal of its controversial Bitcoin or bit license requirements. Now, New York is the empire state, he said. We don't break empires, we build them. We're saying to you, come back home, he said during a stop at the Bitcoin conference. He said, you have a mayor who is the crypto mayor, is the Bitcoin mayor, and I want you back in the city of New York where you won't be attacked and criminalized. Let's get rid of Bitcoin license and allow us to have the free flow of Bitcoin in our city, he added. Now, the speech comes a week after Adams hosted the inaugural New York Crypto Summit, where he announced the development of a digital asset advisory council designed to help bring jobs and investments to New York City. Now, introduced in 2015, a bit license is a legal requirement for businesses that deal in crypto in New York. The bit license was established to regulate the industry and protect consumers from fraud. Firms look to apply must meet strict compliance standards, which cost starting around $5,000 and potentially reaching more than $100,000 just to get. So the first company to receive a bit license was Circle, one of the digital payment firms behind the USDC stablecoin. Other companies awarded the bit license included Coinbase, Bakkt, XRP2 LLC, which is an affiliate of Ripple Labs. Robinhood Crypto got one, as well as SoFi Digital Assets. So not too many people got these licenses. Now, while crypto businesses need a bit license to operate in the state, the New York Department of Financial Services notes that merchants and consumers using virtual currency solely for purchasing goods and services are exempt from obtaining one. Now, in his speech, Adams compared the origins of Bitcoin to the story of Betsy Ross, saying that Bitcoin is being driven by everyday people, just as Ross, popularly credited with her sewing the first American flag, created a lasting national symbol. She was not some great intellect. She was not some great government regulator. She was not some philosophical intellectual person who wanted to decide what was going to be the foundation of our country. Adams said she was an ordinary person like you and I, hardworking, blue-collared people. But the flag still stands today, and that is what Bitcoin is all about. Now, reiterating his early support for crypto, including converting his first mayoral paycheck into Bitcoin and Ethereum, Adams said that he believes in innovation and wants to make New York City a leader in the crypto industry and a place where investors and developers can thrive without being attacked or criminalized. Now, Adams cautioned the audience that the real work begins after the conference ends, urging them to return to their local communities, engage with local lawmakers who support the crypto industry, and actively defend it. Let your voice be heard. Show the power of Bitcoin community. We'll use Bitcoin and blockchain for birth certificates, to pay fines and taxes, and to help young people understand the industry. But we need you on the ground, Adams said. Now, this message is clear. Get out there and show your power, because if you don't, elected officials will use theirs to destroy your industry. So you must win. So powerful words from the mayor out there. And yeah, we're going to use crypto and Bitcoin for everything. We're going to digitize like everything on blockchain, housing, wedding certificates, medical records. We're just going to add it all because it's immutable. When it's on a chain, you can't make changes anymore. You can't make any fraud. It's transparent. Everyone can see what's going on it. So that's why we call Bitcoin our freedom currency, because there's nobody in control of it. It's decentralized. There's not just one guy creating all the coins saying if you can send it or receive it. No, it's the people's money. Like when you want to send Bitcoin, you're signing a transaction. You're clicking a button on the screen. Yes, I confirm. You're not waiting for that middleman at the bank when you're using Cash App or Venmo. It's like, oh, let me send my friend $20. Oh, no, gotta wait for it to get approved. It's approved, done. Even though that approval is a split second, you gotta wait on a third party or some middleman to say, yes, that's okay. But with crypto and blockchain, nope, you don't need that. You're in control. So yeah, that's definitely going to be happening. And yeah, I would love to see people run back to New York and fight for changes happening, because yeah, we need it in New York. We also need it in California. Me and Steve Blanca did our show yesterday. We were talking about, yeah, we came from the two worst places. We got out, but again, they do need to be safe still. And yeah, so go back, go fight. And But let's continue on with the news about blockchaining, like just basically everything that's going on in space. Because it looks like New Jersey, the county, is about to tokenize $240 billion worth of property deeds out there. So yep, housing's going on the blockchain. So let's hear a little bit about this. So blockchain land record management firm Balcony has signed a 5-year deal with officials in New Jersey, Bergen County, to tokenize 370,000 property deeds on chain. So nice. I believe they're going to be using Avalanche for it. Now, a New Jersey county is set to tokenize $240 billion worth of property deeds after signing a deal with the blockchain-backed land record management firm Balcony. Balcony said on May 28th that it signed the 5-year deal with Bergen County Clerk's Office to tokenize the 370,000 deeds on the Avalanche blockchain, adding that this was the largest blockchain-based deed tokenization project in the U.S.'s history. Now, Bergen County is New Jersey's most populous county and is located northwest of Manhattan in New York City across the Hudson River. Bergen County has nearly 1 million residents, producing around $500 million in annual property tax revenue. Now, $240 billion in real estate is coming on chain. This was a tweet from Avalanche, and Balcony is working with Bergen County and multiple other New Jersey municipalities to digitize property records, and it's powered by the Avalanche network. Now, this is the largest blockchain deed initiative in the US, and they just showed like a little 8-second hand where they're just dropping on houses and showcasing Avalanche plus Balcony. Nice. Now, the deal was backed by Blizzard on an Avalanche-focused venture capital fund. Balcony said that the project will allow Bergen County to obtain a tamper-proof searchable chain of titles across all of its 70 municipalities. So this is a huge thanks to the Blizzard Foundation for doing this and their continued vote of confidence, as said from Balcony in a tweet. And they said that they showcased the largest blockchain deed initiative in U.S. history, backed by Blizzard. We've been supporting Balcony from the start, and then here's why. So yep, there's the team behind it, just saying they've been supporting for some time. But Balcony expects the integration will cut deed processing times by over 90%, while reducing the risk of fraud, title disputes, and administrative errors. Now, Balcony CEO Dan Silverman said that the project was a turning point for government record systems and real estate. He said that we're demonstrating how secure distributed systems can actually replace outdated infrastructures and deliver real-world value for both governments and the public. Now, Balcony plans expansion in New Jersey and beyond. Balcony said that it is working with several other countries in New Jersey, including Camden, Orange, and Cliffside Park, to modernize their real estate management records. It said that Orange County lost nearly $1 million in municipal revenue due to incomplete and outdated records under the current management system, highlighting the need for a more effective solution. Now, the tokenization of the 370,000 property deeds in Bergen County bring the total number of tokenized deeds in New Jersey to approximately 460,000 now. Balcony said it intends to expand beyond New Jersey in the future, but that's a nice little starting off point right there. So nice. This new total is going to bring up to 460,000 deeds on there. And again, it's needed because of the old outdated tech. Like, there's errors. They saw $1 million just get lost because it was just outdated information, records that were incomplete. So by having this data tokenized, it's going to make it much more clearer and just easier to handle without having these little problems out there. So yeah, so blockchain adoption is still on its way. And again, we're going to be tokenizing everything. We're going to be seeing more and more news articles like this. And again, just reinforces my thoughts on just Bitcoin is just going to keep on going up just because people get into blockchain. Blockchain helps crypto and Bitcoin, and it's a win-win-win. So that's what's going on in New Jersey and just the tokenization of deeds. Now let's talk about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve happening in Pakistan. That's right. I believe he announced it at the conference the other day. But the move represents a significant shift from the Pakistani government's earlier position that cryptocurrencies would never be legalized. So yeah, they were not a fan, but now, oh, we do need to have a reserve. And it was thanks to the United States. I believe they do mention it. But Bilal bin Saqib, head of the Pakistan's Crypto Council, announced on May 28th that the country is moving to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Speaking at the Bitcoin 2025 conference, Saqib said that the government of Pakistan followed the United States' lead in establishing a Bitcoin strategic reserve and is embracing pro-crypto regulatory policies, the government official told the audience. Now, today is a very historic day. Today, I announce the Pakistani government is setting up its own government-led Bitcoin strategy reserve. And we want to thank the United States of America again because we were inspired by them. So yes, the states inspired the world to do this. Because again, we were the first ones to do it. Well, technically El Salvador was the first one to start at least buying it and actually making it legal tender. But to have a reserve, and so actually no, I think El Salvador was the first, but having the United States do it definitely inspired so many people. I feel like El Salvador inspired the states, and the states inspired the rest of the world. So awesome. But the announcement represents a significant departure from the government of Pakistan's previous stance on cryptocurrencies, holding that crypto would never be illegal in the country. Pakistan's shifts reflects the broader trend of nation states adopting pro-crypto policies following the regulatory shift in Washington, D.C. under the President Donald Trump administration. Now, Pakistan shifts its stance for cryptocurrencies. The Pakistan government first explored the idea of a national crypto council in February to oversee the development of the comprehensive regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies and to attract foreign investment. Now, several initiatives were proposed by the council, including using runoff energy to mine Bitcoin or data centers and accumulating Bitcoin for a national treasury. In May 2025, the council announced the allocation of 2,000 megawatts of excess energy to Bitcoin mining and high-performance computing data centers. Now, Binance co-founder Changpeng Zhao is one of the council's advisors appointed in April, and the executive will advise on crypto regulations, blockchain infrastructure, and the adoption of digital assets. Now, Trump World Liberty Finance is a decentralized financial protocol, signed a letter of intent on April 27 to help the country to tokenize real-world assets, build DeFi architecture, and experiment with crypto products. And more recently, in May 2025, Pakistan's Ministry of Finance commissioned the establishment of an entirely new agency to oversee digital asset regulation in Pakistan. And the Digital Asset Authority will oversee the regulation of crypto platforms and issue licenses to digital assets providers operating in the country. So again, guys, like Bitcoin is going to be gobbled up and it's going to be hodled for an indefinite amount of time. Could be 10 years, could be 20 years, but this is what's going to help so many countries and governments out there just get out of the problems that they may have. Like, again, the big problem with the United States, we're $37 trillion in debt. If they actually can acquire 1 million Bitcoin, hold it for 20 years, that will cut those 37 trillion in half, said Senator Loomis yesterday. So, or was it 2 days ago on the first day? So yeah, so it's like everyone's on board. Everybody's jumping on. Like, if you can't realize it, I don't know what to say. Just you're getting at the price you deserve. It's not being mean. It's just I cover the news daily. There's so many other people who do more too, even have like a little better insights or just ways to articulate the news that comes out. But it's like, guys, if you don't get it and you're just still listening to like Fox News, CNN, just the mainstream media, you're not being informed of what's actually going on, because some of those guys are still calling like a Ponzi scheme or just a rug pull project out there. So just do your research out there. Don't just follow one source. Look at all of them, so that way you can at least come up with your own decision about it. But yeah, so adoption's happening. Way to go, Pakistan. Let's move on. What else is, or who else is adopting crypto? Well, it looks like the Bitcoin treasury list is growing with entry of the crypto company, or the crypto or this one business called Brokerage K33. So yeah, so another list grows for a company accepting crypto or acquiring crypto. Now, the Norway-based brokerage and research service firm said it believes Bitcoin will become part of the global financial system. So Norway-based crypto brokerage and research service firm K33 joined the rapidly growing list of companies to adopt Bitcoin treasury strategies. Now, in Wednesday's announcement, K33 said it had entered into a financing agreement to buy over 60 million Swedish krona, or $6.2 million US, in the leading cryptocurrency. The firm said that with shareholders, it would issue new shares as well as debt to buy the asset. They said, "We strongly believe that Bitcoin will become an instrumental part of the global financial system," K33 CEO Torbjørn Bull Jensen said in a statement. And also, here was the press release on Twitter showcasing K33 secures the financing of SEK 60 million to buy Bitcoin and launch its Bitcoin treasury. So yeah, they said, "We strongly believe that Bitcoin will become an instrument part of the global financial system. I'm excited to now start the process of building a strong balance sheet backed by Bitcoin, not only as a strong conviction investment, but more importantly, as a strategic enabler for K33 as a leading cryptocurrency broker." So nice. He also added that, "I'm excited to now start the process," where we just covered that, not only just to be strong, but to be a leading cryptocurrency broker. Now, the number of companies focused on acquiring Bitcoin has soared in the recent weeks, helping fuel the crypto's price to new highs. Bitcoin's recently trading at 108,000 of this current time of this writing, but it has been near its all-time high of 112,000. But right now, it's over 15% in the last month. And Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, pioneered the strategy in 2020 to generate shareholder value and to combat inflation. Now, since then, the NASDAQ-listed company shares have rocketed, and its accelerated crypto buying strategy now holds more than 580,000 Bitcoin. Oh, I was thinking it was 560. So yeah, Strategies now holds 580,000 Bitcoin, worth more than $62 billion based on the current pricing. Now, other NASDAQ-listed companies and firms in the crypto space have followed suit or about to. Last month, the crypto and financial service giants Tether, Bitfinex, Cantor Fitzgerald, and SoftBank Group announced last month that they would create 21, a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company with plans to acquire 42,000 Bitcoin, or about $4.5 billion worth. Now, 21 will be launched through a planned SPAC merger with Cantor Equity Partners, which trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker CEP and is affiliated with financial service firms Cantor Fitzgerald. So we're just getting more and more just adoption news. People want to start adopting the strategy. I always love saying that. It's like the tongue twister. But they're adopting it because I see it works. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we got word that GameStop officially bought 4,000 Bitcoin, and they're going to be starting their treasury as well. So guys, again, people are collecting it. People are buying it. It's scarce. It's a broken record. I keep saying that because, again, people just don't get it. You just got to get it now, hodl it, and you'll be safe. But let's see. I got one more news article for you, and then we'll call it a day. So lastly, the Labor Department rescinds a Biden-era guidance for crypto and 401k plans. So more changes happening and just more adoption to come with it because, again, we're getting rid of the old rules that stifled innovation, saying, no, you can't do that, you can't do this. Now it's like, just get rid of it. And now it's like, oh, we can do this now. So yeah, so they're getting rid of this 401k plan where they couldn't hold it, but now they can. So according to the Labor Secretary Chavez de Remer, this move returns investment decisions to fiduciaries instead of bureaucrats. So the U.S. Labor Department has officially rescinded guidance issued during the Biden administration that limited the inclusion of cryptocurrency in 401k retirement plans. On May 28th, the Labor Department revoked a 2022 guidance that had urged fiduciaries to be extremely cautious when considering cryptocurrency for 401k retirement plans. Now, the move could give asset managers more flexibility to include digital assets in retirement investment options. And the government agency removed the guidance, asserting that it represented a departure from the department's historically neutral, principle-based approach to fiduciary investment decisions. Now we're rolling back this overreach and making it clear that investment decisions should be made by fiduciaries and not by DC bureaucrats, said the U.S. Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez de Remer. Now, the Labor Department under Biden criticized the practice of marketing cryptocurrencies to 401k participants. Now, at the time, the agency claimed that cryptocurrencies pose significant risks and challenges to participants and the retirement accounts due to their speculative and volatile nature and valuation concerns, among other reasons. That's why they're going, oh, it's volatile, like it's still just a speculative asset, but it's not speculative anymore. But those were the types of articles we'd be seeing all the time, and these are the articles that would be blasted in the mainstream. So that's where they're going, oh, it's volatile, nobody wants to hold it, like is it really anything? But now with everything we're seeing, it's not speculative anymore. It's here to stay, and it's not going anywhere. But the American Banking Association also criticized the 2022 compliance release, claiming that it did not make the guidance available for public comment and review prior to its issuance. Now, the Trump administration has shifted its crypto landscape. President Trump has pledged to make the United States the world capital of crypto during his 2024 campaign. And under his administration, the Securities and Exchange Commission has scaled back several enforcement actions and investigations involving Web3 companies such as Uniswap, Coinbase, and Kraken, while also engaging in policy discussions on topics like real-world asset tokenization and regulatory status of certain tokens. Now, at the same time, some lawmakers have expressed concerns about Trump's involvement in the crypto space, including calls for greater scrutiny of his associated ventures. So again, that's also in the news too, just people complaining about, it's like, oh, Trump's Trump's benefiting his family because of this. But come on, guys, really, they hate him so much that they just want to stifle the innovation with cryptos. Because of that, it's like, oh, just because he's going to benefit, like you can benefit too. Just start making changes, get involved with crypto. If you wonder why all of us are doing so well, it's because we made that change and started living the Bitcoin life. So all these guys got to do that, see it, and then maybe they can change their tune and just stop going like, oh, I hate the orange man, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Let's just try to stifle whatever he wants to do. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. But no, that's cool that they rescinded this option. So again, more options or more availability for these guys now to start acquiring crypto. People in their retirement can start accepting it. And again, it's a great way to hedge against inflation and just the slow death of the US dollar as it slowly loses its value. But that is it for all the news I have for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for the first show, for the first 10 minutes where it just, didn't check the audio. So sorry, guys, but thank you for coming back to the show and sticking around. Let's take a look at the current fear and greed index right now. Currently, we're at 65. That went down from 70 by 10 points just because, again, price is at 106. So that's how people are feeling. They're going, uh-oh, are we going down now? Is it over? No, we're not over. With all this news still coming out, again, it'll be like a month that we'll probably see another big, huge price action. We may see a nice little 10,000 pump. Again, I believe we'll see 120 very soon, and I just believe it's going to keep on going. But that's it for the news, guys. Everyone have a fabulous Thursday. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully at noon, and be on time with some more crypto news. So take care. Love ya.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing CALIX Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges. It's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At CALIX Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calixsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. CALIX Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calixsolutions.io.